Open here. Tata is 31 companies, more than $180 billion of revenue, and over 1 million people. But that is not the story I want to tell today. The story is that a group famous for diversification is now making a small number of very large, very concentrated bets. Artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing, mobility, and energy. Over the next 15 minutes, I will cover 4 things. What the group actually is, what it is now building, where the capital is going, and what could break the thesis. If you like clear, no hype breakdowns of the companies shaping technology, you're in the right place. This is Introcorp By S, company stories with insights. We keep it factual, we separate what's confirmed from what's analysis, and we cite where the numbers come from. Before we judge the bets, we need to agree on what this group is. The headline is size, but size on its own is not an advantage. It can just as easily be complexity. In the next 4 slides, I will cover the scale, the strategic thesis behind it, how the federation is actually governed, and how that model has evolved over 25 years. Transition line. Bigger is not the same as coherent. Let us look at what the scale is for. 4 numbers frame the group. Over $180 billion of revenue in FY25, more than 1 million employees, presence in over 100 countries, 31 companies. The more useful lens is the 3 economic roles on the right. Cash and capability engines. TCS, Tata Steel India, Titan, Tata Consumer, fund everything else. Global brands. JLR, Air India, Taj, Tata Communications, buy market access. New platform builds. Electronics, Agratas, Tata Digital, renewables are option value, and they consume capital. The line at the bottom matters most. 66% of Tata Sons equity sits with philanthropic trusts. That is what allows genuinely long-duration bets. The thesis in 1 line. India is the cost, talent, and manufacturing base. The world is the market. 3 moves executed. Export capability. TCS and engineering services monetize Indian talent globally. Own premium access. JLR, Air India, Taj, and the consumer brands control the customer relationship. Build strategic supply. Electronics, batteries, clean power, and steel localize critical value chains. The point to land. The advantage is not diversification itself. It is the ability to recombine brand, engineering, and capital faster than a single-line competitor can. This slide explains why change is slower here than the headlines suggest. Tata Sons sets capital allocation, brand stewardship, group standards, and portfolio shape. It does not run the companies. Each operating company has its own independent board. TCS, Steel, Motors and JLR, Air India, Power, Consumer, Electronics. In between sit the shared rails, the brand, leadership talent, digital and AI, procurement, sustainability, and treasury insight. What it enables. Long horizons, local accountability, selective cross-company leverage. Where it fails, duplicate platforms, slow integration, diffuse capital discipline. Hold that thought, it returns in the final section. 25 years in 1 line. Tetley in 2000 bought consumer distribution. JLR in 2008 bought premium engineering. Air India in 2022 bought aviation access. 2024 was electronics and the C295 program, precision manufacturing. 2025, the Iveco offer for global commercial vehicle scale. 2026, OpenAI and Hypervault, an AI stack plus the infrastructure under it. Notice the shift. Then, buy a global asset and improve it inside a standalone company. Now, assemble shared platforms, AI, manufacturing, energy, and data that many companies draw on. That is a fundamentally different management problem, and it sets up the next section. This is where the concentration shows up. The next two slides cover the AI stack and the advanced manufacturing build-out. The framing question I want in the room: are these genuinely shared platforms, or are they two very large capital programs that happen to sit under one brand? Transition line. The bet is no longer diversification. AI is doing two jobs at once here. It is revenue, and it is the operating system for the group. The revenue proof point is the TCS. Annualized AI run rate, up 13.6% quarter on quarter. The stack has 4 layers. Sovereign infrastructure with Hypervolt at 100 megawatts initially, and an option to a gigawatt. Models and engineering through the OpenAI partnership plus TCS domain integration. Client outcomes as industry-specific agentic AI, and group adoption across Tata companies and employees. The execution test is the honest part, converting infrastructure and partnerships into reusable intellectual property while defending margin. This is the highest conviction adjacency and the most capital hungry. The latter runs from precision components to assembly of smartphones and aerospace platforms to core technology, semiconductor fabrication and packaging, and then to energy systems, battery cells, and gigafactories. The scale marker from the chairman's 2026 letter: 10 new factories built, 6 more underway, including Dolera and the gigafactories. Be clear about what this is. It is a geopolitical growth bet. India gains share as supply chains diversify. The risk is not demand, it is yield, ramp, and customer concentration. Section 3: Mobility and Energy. This is where the heaviest capital and the heaviest integration loads sit. Commercial vehicles and Iveco, Air India, the demerged Tata Motors, and the energy transition. 3 slides, and I will flag the watch items on each as we go. Transition line. This is where the capital actually goes. 2 large commitments on one slide. Commercial vehicles. The Iveco transaction, roughly 3.8 billion euros of consideration, excluding the defense business. It brings complementary geographies, European technology, and global distribution. The defense sale is complete, and the tender offer is expected to close by the third quarter of 2026. Aviation. Air India has around 600 aircraft on order across Airbus and Boeing, plus over $400 million going into the legacy fleet retrofit, 27 single-aisle and 40 twin-aisle. Watch closely. Reliability, safety culture, fleet complexity, and cash absorption. Scale is attractive. Integration risk is the real cost. The most recent development: Tata Motors is now 2 listed companies. On the passenger side, electric vehicles have become the growth engine. 23% EV share of first quarter FY27 sales, the highest ever, in roughly 1 in 3 new bookings. Passenger vehicle sales were 182,574 units in the quarter, up 46% year-on-year, after a record FY26 of 631,387 vehicles, including 92,120 EVs. The offsetting number is JLR, wholesales of 79,300, down 9.2%, though Range Rover and Defender mix held at 80.8%. On the commercial side, Iveco takes the arm global, about 22 billion euros of combined revenue excluding defense, closing expected in the third quarter of 2026 with most approvals secured. Watch: integration load, JLR volume recovery, and EV price competition. Decarbonization here is both a license to operate and a growth platform. For Talbot is the license side, £1.25 billion for the electric arc furnace transformation, targeting a 90% cut in direct Scope 1 emissions. Tata Power is the growth side. Clean and renewable capacity has moved to 46% of the mix, against the stated ambition of 23 gigawatts of renewable capacity by 2030. The caveat to say out loud, policy support improves the economics, but delivery still depends on power costs, permitting, and grid connection timelines. Section 4. Outlook. 2 slides left. First, what has actually happened in 2026 and what it implies? Then the judgment call, where I would concentrate and where I would simplify. Transition line. Momentum is easy to show on a chart, so let us talk about what could break the thesis. 5 developments this year. February, the OpenAI partnership and Hypervolt starting at 100 megawatts. April, the Air India blueprint on a 600 aircraft order book. July, TCS first quarter results with an AI run rate of $2.6 billion and total contract value of $9.5 billion. Mid-July, Air India's electronic technical log approval on the 787 with 777 rollout authorized, and brand finance putting the Tata brand at $33.6 billion, up 6%. Now read the right-hand column. AI carries medium execution burden. Advanced manufacturing, high, CapEx and ramp. Air India, very high, operations. Iveco, high, closing and integration. Green steel and power, high, policy and CapEx. The conclusion, governance capacity, not capital, is the scarce resource. So, the recommendation, scale fewer platforms and govern them harder. 5 priorities. 1. Make AI the shared operating rail and measure reusable IP, adoption, margin, and sovereign capacity utilization. 2. Stage gate industrial CapEx against yield, customer concentration, and supply depth milestones. 3. Ring-fence integration capacity with dedicated governance for Air India, Iveco, and the major cross-border transitions. 4. Use energy as a portfolio advantage. Link renewables, batteries, green steel, and data center demand commercially. 5. Simplify where synergy is weak. Close on the formula. India cost and talent advantage times global market access times portfolio-level execution discipline. The first 2 are proven. The third is the open question, and it is the one this leadership team controls. If Tata is a bet on industrial scale, who should we place on the map next? The scale is settled, the execution is not. Tata has committed to semiconductors, batteries, aviation, and AI at a scale no Indian group has attempted. In the next 12 months, decide whether the bets hold. Watch 3 things. Whether AI becomes a shared operating rail rather than scattered pilots, whether the industrial CapEx clears its stage gates, and whether the Air India and Iveco integrations land without draining management capacity. India cost and talent advantage and global market access are proven. Portfolio-level execution discipline is the open question. If this episode sharpened your view of India's industrial build-out, subscribe and share it with someone tracking the same story. See you in the next.